Them to be like the front rider of the second echelon should be just behind the rear rider of the first echelon.
But not
because then the second echelon gets a draft off the first echelon.
Is there anything I should do if the front rider on the first echelon doesn't get the message and comes back by me?
As he's coming back, if he doesn't know what's going on, you can say, hey, that's your wheel.
Eric didn't know we were in two.
You know, Ed,
but then he yelled.
Eric, that's your echelon.
So like second echelon.
Eric didn't know we had a second one going, and I was the lead, and I said, Ed, jump.
I wasn't sure.
I said, Eric jumped in, and so he read it, and he just moved right in, and I just stayed there.
I got it.
Because he didn't know. He couldn't know because it developed behind him. He was in the lead. All you gotta know is if you're
they work as separate entities.
No, but he's talking about people good.
Perfect.
You guys dropped 3 people off.
And I was right behind you.
If all things remain the same, all you have to know is who's the guy in front of you.
So I got up behind you and he said pull back.
So when you're dropping back, well, you know, if you're in front of me and you pull off, and then it's my turn to pull off, when I'm dropping back, when I see you alongside of me, then I know that's my wheel to get. The other thing for you two guys, when you drop out of an echelon, you drop out to the right. You don't drop out to the slow traffic moves right.
Okay.
So if it's going too hard or whatever, and you got to pull out, put your hand up and you move off to the right.
That seems to be the way the echelon is moving.
Exactly, but you want to get off to the right, and you let people know that
all
you're
the way
pulling
to
out.
the right. All the way to the right.
And everything moves around you. It'd be the same in a pace line. If you're in a pace line, you say, I'm done, and you move to the right, and the pace line will go around.
And that's to avoid getting out into the other lane.
The slower traffic always stays to the right.
It's not wind dependent.
He's a book.
I still always would drop straight down.
Space Ghost.
Probably is a book. Yeah,
There's
there
websites.
actually is the Department of Transportation.
Well,
actually has the manual on it. Or Department of Transportation.
Drop straight back, just signaling by you. Like, hey, come on.
But what happened, though, if those guys tried to go to the left and then drop straight back,
The one guy in the blue,
then our
swerved out
echelon
in front
was
of you.
essentially right. That was the other thing, but not here. When you pull off the echelon, you don't literally pull off. You just drop straight back. And the rider who's behind you goes forward and moves over. When it's your turn to go forward, you basically keep the pace you were riding. It's just your effort goes up. Your speed should.
If you go downhill.
Guy dropping will drop
if
a
you're
mile.
going downhill and you're the guy in the front, then yes, you have to go faster. Because everybody else behind you has the benefit of the draft.
When you're falling off really going slow, then it's the duty of the rear echelon people to move left, let you pass right. Okay.
Just like, you know, if we came up along a rider on the road, we'd all move around them.
Okay.
You know, and the thing, like, I can't tell anybody to not overlap because I do it all the time, but understand, if you overlap, you're taking responsibility.
Yeah.
If the guy in front of you swerves and hits you, it's your fault. Right. You shouldn't have been there. Right. So you really have to watch
the nice thing when you're in 5 and 4, you've got enough gap. If you overlap, you can swing. You go 3 feet wider.
But the reality
if you do it slowly, you're not going to hurt the guy in back of you.
You should be 6 inches back and 6 inches off at most. And then what happens
At
is...
least. Most, I'm a foot or two.
At most.
I'm talking about sideways.
You know, and then what happens with the echelon is, the thing about it is, like, if something's coming up there, if there's a car that's over the yellow line, the whole thing can collapse. If you're paced right and spaced right, you just collapse it, and it becomes a pace line. Nobody really has to do anything.
Really?
Domestic?
It's called college people trying to figure out who's going to pay for the beer.
Yeah. Drunken?
Most likely. On that note.
A murderer of